Hello everybody, welcome back again. In this video, we are going to solve a very simple Python task for the interview. It's a very simple one. We are just working with a list. In this list, we have several integer values and we want to find out the sum of all of these values together and return the indices for those two variables, which the sum of them will be equal to the target. Both the list and the target value will be given to us as an input for our method. So here is the question. It is an easy one and it is called toSum. The question is, given an array of integer, it calls num. It means we have an array of integer. All of them are integer, and this array is called num. It's a list, and an integer target, a value, and return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. It means if, for example, here we have a list of 2, 7, 11, 15, and a target 9. These are the inputs. It should return us the index of two elements of this list that the sum of them will be equal to 9. In this case, 2 plus 7 would be 9, so it returns us 0 and 1. This is the index 0 and index 1. So we need to implement an algorithm that does it for all kinds of lists. This is example 1, example 2, example 3. The example 1, we saw it here. Example 2, 3, 2, 4. The target is 6. The sum of 2 and 4 would be 6. So the return would be a list of 1 and 2. And in this case, 3, 3, the target is 6. And it returns as 0 and 1 because both of them, the sum of both of them will be 6. Here we have our solution. We have a class of solution. This class inherits from the class object. And inside of this class, we have our method, our function, and we implement our code here in this function. This method will result in the answer for this task. It should return as a list. Here we can see it says type num is a list of integer, type of target is an integer value, and return type is a list of integer. So how we are going to solve it? To solve it, first of all, we define an empty list, and when we found both indices, we will add both of them to this empty list, and at the end of the method, we will return this list. But how we find the indices? To do so, we are using two for loops, although we can use sliding windows techniques, which we will talk about it in the next videos. But this video, we want to just do it as simple as possible. The first for loop will start from the first index to one before the latest, and the second for loop will start one index forward and continue to the end of the list size, or we use the length of the list. Okay, and through several iterations, for each iteration we say, okay, if the sum of this index and this one is equal to the target, then add both of these indexes to the list. If not, go to the other iteration. Then compare 2 with 11. If the sum of 2 and 11 is equal to 9, add their indexes into the list. Otherwise, go for other iteration. After 2 was compared with all of them, then go and compare 7 with the others. Then after that, go compare 11 with the last one, and to do so, we implement it together now. We use the simplest way to solve this problem, and it is by using two different for loops, but we can use sliding window technique too, and we will discuss it in the next videos. But here we just want to do it as simple as possible. The first thing we will do is we just say, and we define a list. It is called sum list, and it is equal to just an empty list. And now we say for I in range of length nums minus 1. Then we say for j in range of from I plus 1 more than the I that we have here, to length of nums. Now we say if the num in I plus nums in j is equal to the target value, this target value that we have here, is equal to this one, then very easy, go and append to the sum list the I and sum list again dot append the K or J. And when this condition was correct and you have appended these values to this list, then after that break the loops, okay? And returns as the sum list. Let's run it together. It will go and test it for all of these examples, and if we submit it, then it will go and test it for a lot of more examples. So we press submit to see whether it accepts it or not. Sometimes when we submit it, when we run it, it will be accepted, but during the submission it will not be accepted. So it is accepted. It means that the code is working properly. So it was very easy. We just added a simple empty list, and then we have two nested for loops inside each other. Through these for loops, we iterate through all of them, all of these elements of the list, and when the submission of equal to the target, then we add them, we append them to our list, and we return it. But you may notice that with these for loops, they are not efficient, because if we increase the elements of our list, then the for loops, the number of iterations will increase by a lot. So if instead of, for example, 4 elements, 4 numbers in this list, we have tens of them, then the speeds of our solution will decrease by a lot. So that's why normally these nested for loops are not acceptable, and we should use a very more efficient way, which is the sliding windows. So in this case, by adding a number to our list, only one iteration will be added to our for loops and not several more iterations. In this case, our solution will be much faster. And actually, in many cases, the speed of solution is as important as the result. So both speed and flexibility will be important for us. Sometimes you go and do the interview, you solve these questions like that, although your answer is correct, but you will be rejected because your answer was not as fast as it was required. In the acceptance criteria, we have the speeds of our answer. It says it takes 2,302 milliseconds, and it beats only 80%, 80.02% of the applicants. That's because we are not using a very fast solution, and our solution is not fast enough. And the amount of memory that uses is 12.71 megabyte, and it beats only 11.69% of the applicants. That means we are not only too slow, but also we are occupying a lot of memory, and we could make it much simpler. So in the next videos, we will discuss about how we can make it faster with the other examples, not with this one. We will discuss how we can make it faster and how we can occupy less memory. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, so whenever we upload new videos, you will receive a notification. Have a good day. Bye.